this thing popped up. Oh, we're live.
Yeah.
All right. So it is Monday, October 28th. We are currently working on the day to day, getting organized, getting um, systems in place. Starting the rebuild is the biggest part right now, and getting the organization and the initiatives set up so we can start rebuilding. So Trey is going to start being on these with us, so I'm not just up here by myself. Um, and he's going to kind of do the lead, the questions, and we'll try to make it more personal. So this is Trey Putnam. He is 22. Know him through my nephew who played at Mars Hill. My nephew's still playing there, and Trey came to work for us
4 months ago.
4 months ago.
Yeah.
So here's Trey.
Yeah. How's it going? I'm trying my best. This is the first run, so don't judge me too much. Like you said, I was up in the mountains. I'm from around here, Mooresville, North Carolina. I lived up in the mountains for 4 years, and they accepted me. It was my home. So joining this movement has been very, very personable to me, and I'm excited to be part of the lives. So first of all, I would like to start off with saying, what are the top priorities right now that you see after the weekend, after we reset?
So the first one, like we talked about this morning, is fuel. We need. It's a big. We're kind of going with the three H's right now: um, housing, health, and heat. That's the three things people need to be able to stay alive through this. So the housing, of course, is getting people in some sort of housing where they're not living in tents. The health is going to be food, water, uh, health care, mental health. That's going to be a big focus for us. And then heat is so people obviously don't freeze to death. It's getting cold. It's kind of cold here in Mooresville right now, so I can't imagine what it is if you're at an elevation of 4,000 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the three H's that we're doing right now.
Okay, and can you go into a little bit more about what we're looking for land, like the housing, the plans, where the land is, how much land you want? Kind of go into that.
Yes, so we're looking for 30 plus acres. We'll take less than that, but ideally 30 or more, right on the outskirts of Buncombe County. We don't. Buncombe is having a hard. Buncombe is fighting this entire thing right now, and it's it's kind of disturbing on how hard they're fighting temporary housing. Like they don't want the people to come back, or they don't want the people to stay there. So we would like Haywood County, Yancey County, Mitchell County, Madison County, or Rutherford County. If we could get four spots, one, four or five, one in each of those counties, kind of east, north or west, northwest, northeast, and east of Buncombe County, right on the kind of an outlier. That's where we would like to be, and we could get if we could do that, um, and we get engineered plan set up, we can literally start getting people in housing in 2 weeks.
Awesome, so cool. And to kind of change gears a little bit, the people are seeing this, visit the link, and it doesn't really say much about it. So can you tell us? I know you went into it a little bit this morning, but can you go into a little bit more detail about what this raffle is and what it's for?
Yeah, the raffle. So it's a moke, and if you haven't saw the mokes, it's Moke America. They're kind of a James Bond style golf cart. They're street legal. Um, there's only one company that can actually bring them in. They do have the lithium batteries, so you can drive them on the street. Um, they're just cool. It's a cool thing to have, and you can win it for yourself, win it and rent it, well, win it, and buy it, win it, and donate it to somebody. But they're really neat. Look them up. We have camo, pink, white, black, Tennessee orange,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have the James Bond one, and we have another one. I actually don't know what color it is. It's stuck in customs right now, so we'll find out what that one is.
Mm-hmm.
But if you win the raffle, you can pick any of the ones we have, any color besides the James Bond edition because it costs more. But you can get the Carolina blue, the white, the orange, the black, or the pink, or you can take the camo like we have advertised. So you can take any of those. If you would like to buy a moke outside of the raffle, we have 18. We were going to launch a Moat dealership. So this kind of happened we were actually going to launch it this past weekend and do a big sale for them. So if you would like to just purchase one, anything over the wholesale price that we paid for them goes to the rebuilds, to either the one of the 3 H's. So that's the whole point of it. If you would like one, let us know.
Mm-hmm. They're pretty cool. I love them. I've never seen them before, but I drove one around for the first time. They're pretty awesome. And then this next question is for the audience. We have only 2 sets of odds right now. You know, we don't really have we can only be down there so much. So if you guys want to offer us your story, your photos, anything, you know, reach out to us, let us know. We can only tell so much of the story. So if you guys have a cool story, I don't know if you want to touch up on the Bible story that I thought was pretty cool. Just some stories that we could share to get the news out. That would be awesome.
Yeah. So if you have a story, if you have photos, if you have videos, anything that we can tell the story to people outside of Western North Carolina to actually bring attention nationally and globally to what happened. You know, there's still, even people in Western North Carolina don't know how bad it is or what actually happened because it's getting suppressed so bad. So the bigger picture we can paint of what actually happened. We don't want to make stuff up. We don't want to exaggerate on what happened. We want to tell the actual story. So we're not looking to go above and beyond. But if we just tell the story in the truth, it's big enough to bring the attention to Western North Carolina. And that's what we want. We want to be trusted. We want to tell the whole truth. And we want to show people what really happened. And right now, I mean, I was talking to somebody that lives in Western North Carolina and going over what we've seen and what we know to be true. And he's like, well, the news isn't saying any of this. I know. And that's what we have to tell. So we want to be able to paint the picture to be able to help raise the funds to rebuild Western North Carolina. And the bigger, better picture we can paint of the truth, we don't want it to be exaggerated, we don't want to be lying, will help bring the funds into Western North Carolina to get the help we need.
Yeah. And then with that, to kind of segue, talked about the funds. Why is it so important? Why should people join the crowd fund that you've talked about so much?
So the crowd fund, and from the day that we started talking about how we rebuild, how we fix this, how we do it as we the people, instead of waiting on the government or waiting on corporations to come and buy up Western North Carolina and take what we've worked hard to, what our family, basically our lineage and our history is. The people who this either happened to or the people who helped us during this time, I want them to be able to invest in the rebuild. And one is it brings an emotional value to it, and you're part of the solution. 2, it makes you want to promote it more and help us get it out. And 3, it's going to make money. There's going to be a return on it. And it's better for the money that is made to be made by the people here in Western North Carolina and keep the money here. The fact is, to be able to do this and rebuild, we're going to have to bring investors in, and they're going to want a return. And the more investors we can keep in Western North Carolina and keep the money in Western North Carolina, the better it is for our economy. And the cool part is we're going to have an accredited investor fund and a crowd fund. And the crowd fund is going to sit in the same position as the accredited investor fund in the overall. And the more we show that, and William touched on this. I didn't even know this. This wasn't even possible till 2021. It started in 2016, and the way we're doing this wasn't even possible till 2021. But the more people we show want to be in the fund, the crowd fund, the bigger we can make that crowd fund. So 5 million's the initial cutoff, but you can invest $100, and for $100, you're going to be an owner in the rebuild. So we want to get as many people at $100, $1,000, $10,000 as we can so we can make that fund bigger and then fund this by we the people instead of by corporations and billionaires. We want to keep the money for the people, and that was from day one. I had that thought, and William, who's helped me do the fund, he had it on his Facebook from like 10 years ago or whenever it started, 2016. So he's always had that thought too. And the fact that God put us together to do this and write this fund it's really cool.
It's pretty crazy how that works. And then kind of to end it off, you talked about health and all the different kinds of health, food, mental health, all that kind of stuff. So what should people do if they're struggling mentally? Where should they go? Who should they talk to? What should they say?
First, talk to somebody. I don't care who it is, but tell them you're struggling. And if you're the one they talk to, tell them they need to contact a church, contact us, contact a healthcare professional, contact someone in the community that can help them get help. I say it every night. If you're struggling or if you know somebody that's struggling, find somebody. Find us. We want to help you. I know what it's like to be there. And I know that you feel like you're locked inside a prison that you didn't create. And there is a way out of it. That's the main thing. So no matter what, if nothing else happens, if you're struggling mentally with anything, reach out to somebody, and I promise you there is hope. There's a way out. So that's the main thing. That's the main thing overall. Money, anything, that is priority number one. So
it'll be okay eventually. That's what I always tell myself. So is there anything else that you would like to talk about? We're going to start for the people. We're going to start answering questions. Now that I'm here, I'm able to read the comments. So if you guys have any questions or you think of one overnight and you comment it, I'll put it up on the screen and we can answer them directly. So it's a little more personable. And if you have anything else before we get some questions.
Yeah, two things. One, see what I had on here as notes. If you know anywhere in the affected area that we can set up a healthcare facility, that would be great. We're looking to do, it was actually what we were going to launch October 5th. And then of course this happened. But if you know any medical facilities that we can set up temporary medical, please reach out to us. And if you know of anywhere we could set up a temporary church, like a tent setup, reach out to us. That's a big one. And we want to do that and kind of be non-denominational and just a place for people to go and also offer that as temporary housing. So that's land that not necessarily for development, but it's land that we can use to offer temporary housing and to offer a church-like setting. So there you go.
Awesome. And I'm not seeing any questions right now, so we'll go ahead and hop off. But
Will Ivy, I will tell McKay and Tig that you said hello. Tig's getting a little he's getting a little mean in his old age. He doesn't like as many people around him, so it's kind of funny. He kind of growls and barks at you. So
sounds like this one. I'm just kidding. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or you share, somebody else has any questions, feel free to comment and just make sure I'll read them and I'll bring them up the next time we go live. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. We're open book. We want everybody to know that we're doing this for the right reason. We'll answer all your questions. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. See you. All right. I'm going to